The film begins by showing the main character, whose name is Hannah. She was taking food with her mom and dad at this time. Her mom tells Hannah something that she doesn't like. She gets angry, and she starts rubbing her nails on her finger. Because it was her habit, often when she is angry or when she is confused, she starts rubbing her nails on her finger like this. Now, this thing was not so special, but then there was a problem in her stomach. Something in her stomach started pushing the stomach out. Because of this, Hannah is not only confused, she also gets scared. In the problem, as soon as she rubbed her hand on her stomach, everything was fine. And because of this, she also does not pay much attention to this thing. After that, in the next scene, we see Hannah in her own house. That is, she stays away from her mom and dad. Hannah's friend had come to meet her here. After sleeping at night, when Hannah was getting ready in the morning, the same place on the stomach where there was a movement, there she suddenly started to feel pain. Along with that, a big mark is formed at that place. But after everything was normal, Hannah ignored this thing and went to her work. It was found that she works for a very big fashion designer. Her job was to make the best dresses, but nowadays her boss is not very happy with Hannah's design. Today, while putting the button, she is putting blood on a dress, because of which her boss got very angry, and Hannah gets a lot of scolding. Due to this, that poor girl got very upset. She went to the bathroom, where there was again a movement and a push in her stomach. This time a lot of area was swelled as well. Along with that, there was blood as well, which makes her very upset. Then her friend also came here, who was very close to Hannah. But for now, she does not tell her anything. Although Hannah's friend used to support her everywhere, she used to encourage her. And even today, seeing her upset, she says, "Let's go to the party so that your mood gets better." On which Hannah says that not today, we will go to the party someday, because today I have to go to my friend's house. We will stay there all night. We will spend time together. Here, we got to know that Hannah's friend and her friend, whom she used to like, both knew each other for a long time. Through her, Hannah met him, and later, they became close. Now, when Hannah came to her friend's house, he started talking to her about her family, when these two were sitting close. Suddenly, Hannah started having pain in the place where there was a mark. That thing again started pushing the stomach, which Hannah felt very scared. She was afraid that this push and mark might be seen by my friend. That's why she tells him that I am not well, I am going. Her friend got scared that what happened to her suddenly. He asks, "Did I make any mistake?" Hannah said that no, I am just not feeling good. She leaves from here after saying this. In a while, she reached her house where she had to design a nice dress. But she was so scared that she did not get any good idea. She got very upset. She was fed up with this situation. With this, she started having pain in the place where there was a mark on her stomach. Again, it started pushing, which increased so much that now the stomach had increased to a great extent. And now, we see a very shocking scene. From the place where there is a mark, a small creature starts coming out of her stomach, which was looking very ugly. Seeing that, Hannah gets up, surprised that he could even speak. Here, after telling Hannah a lot of things, he says bad things. And now, she failed in making the design of the dress. He also taunts about this thing. Now, Hannah did not believe her eyes. She got so scared that she also fainted. After a while, when she came to her senses, she was still very scared. This thing seemed like a bad dream to her, but when she sees the creature lying next to her, she locks it in the closet for now. From the mark from where the creature had come out of her stomach, she bandages the wound, as she takes care of herself and gets back to work again. This time, she gets a very good idea. By making a good design, she makes a beautiful dress through it, which her boss also liked a lot. He praises Hannah, with which she became very happy. Now, when Hannah was talking to her friend, she starts bleeding from her wound, which her friend had seen. When she asks about this, Hannah replies that I have an allergy. Soon, I am going to the skin doctor. I will get treatment for my allergy. After a while, Hannah came to the skin doctor to get a checkup, which starts checking her mark. She asks Hannah, "Are you using any beauty products or any cream, lotion, etc., with which you have this allergy?" Hannah replies that no, I have not used anything like that. The doctor says that this is not an allergy. After checking a little more, she thinks. Then she says that this is a problem of dual DNA. That is, 2 DNAs in one person at a time. It means when you were about to be born in your mother's womb. Then you did not let your twin sister or brother be born. In fact, you captured it inside you, because of which this mark is there. This is a problem, but not so big. Often this happens to people. Now Hannah was already very scared because of the creature. She asks, "So my twin sister or brother, whom I have captured inside me, can he come out of this mark?" The doctor says that no, this never happens. That is, no matter what happens, he cannot come out. After hearing this, she was very scared, because this thing had already happened to her. Now Hannah went to a bar with her friend to party. In the meantime, she also sent many messages to her friend, and calls too. But he does not answer. When these two were sitting, Hannah sees that my friend is messaging this friend again and again, seeing which she got very angry. Her heart broke, that he is busy with her by ignoring me. The thing to notice here was, whenever Hannah was worried or angry, then that creature used to move in her stomach when he was inside, and now that he has come out. So this time on Hannah's anger or being worried, he starts moving in the closet, with which this thing became clear here. That is attached to Hannah's emotions and feelings. That is whenever she feels something like this. The creature also does something then. Now when she comes home, she sees that my creature has now come out of the closet. He was under the bed, which now starts coming out after seeing Hannah. By now his hands and feet had also come out, and he had already grown a little. He tells Hannah here that your friend whom you love, he does not talk to you but to your friend. Even now they are still together. Hearing this, Hannah starts feeling bad. Now, seeing her worried, the creature started laughing at her. He says, "But I can help you, with which everything will be fine," when he moved forward. Then Hannah starts looking into his eyes. She is lost somewhere. It feels as if she is being hypnotized. That is, she is losing her consciousness. But in the meantime, she receives her mom's call. As soon as she paid attention to the phone bell, she became normal again. She came to her senses. Seeing the creature quite closer to her, she got angry. She throws something in his head and hits it, with which he becomes unconscious. After a while, when he came to her senses, so Hannah took him to the basement. She leaves him there and starts coming back. The creature says, "You can never get rid of me, no matter how much you try." But ignoring his words, Hannah comes out of there and comes home. Here, her mom called her again, which she picks up this time. She started asking her mom, "Was I having a twin sister or brother when I was about to be born?" But her mom clearly refuses. She tells Hannah that we are having a party, in which you have to come as well. Now Hannah, who was already in a lot of tension, she starts rubbing her nails on her finger. There was a knock at her door, and when Hannah checked, then there were her two friends who had come to pick her up, because they were going out somewhere. Seeing both of them together, Hannah feels very bad. She already had a doubt that something is going on between them. So today, her doubt increases even more. She was angry. That's why she refuses to go with them, and says that you both go. They did this. They didn't insist on her to come with them. They quietly leave from there. Hannah now searches on the internet about dual DNA, where she finds out about a group of people who all had a dual DNA problem, and they had made a separate place for themselves. To get the address of that place, Hannah goes to go there. She comes to an empty building, and when she goes to the secret basement there, then she finds the group of people there. They, like Hannah, were going through a dual DNA problem, and that creature, which came out of everyone. It is called an appendage, which is also the name of this film. Knowing this, Hannah is satisfied that I'm not alone whose creature is. In fact, there are more like me. The old man sitting there starts talking about his appendage, that my creature is such that it by hurting people can benefit itself, and everyone's appendage comes out of their mark. It can be said that it is born from there, and it is such a disease which has no cure. The reason for this is dual DNA. Hannah says that we should go to the doctor. The old man replies that yes, a man had gone, because the doctors found that thing new, so various experiments were done on that man. Because of this, he died. If we also go, then the same thing will be done with us. So it is better that we should stay hidden. Further, the old man explains that the appendage feeds on its host, that is, from which it comes out. That is, it is said that it uses that person as food. It lives on its strength. It hypnotizes its host in a way and weakens its mind and body. By doing this, that appendage creature grows itself. It keeps growing and also becomes powerful. And yes, we can't end our appendage, because it is obvious that it has come out of us. So because of this, we are connected in a way, and the appendage remembers the feelings of its host, suffering, sorrow, trouble, and tension, then takes advantage of it. We should always tie our appendage and keep it hidden from everyone. Also, we have a special medicine injection. With the help of this, we can keep the appendage weak and unconscious for a long time. Now, after taking all this information and the injection, Hannah starts going from there. But then she meets a girl named Claudia, who was from this group. She stops Hannah and starts talking to her. Then she takes her to her house for coffee, where she talks a little, and that's how they became friends. Now, Claudia had tied her appendage in one place, which was making a lot of noise at that time. Hannah says, "Why didn't you give the injection to your appendage?" She says, "Not because sometimes I feel that it is wrong," on which Hannah makes her understand. "But we have to do this, because this appendage keeps our evils in front of us and annoys us, makes us a kind of joke. From this, negative thoughts come inside us. The appendage takes advantage of this. So according to me, this thing is more wrong." So now Claudia goes to calm her appendage, while Hannah came to her house. Her appendage says that I can help you, with which everything will be fine. If you keep listening to me, then everything will be fine. But Han does not listen to any of him and injects him, which made him unconscious. At night, Hannah starts her work, starts making the design of the dress, where her friend comes to meet her, seeing whom she becomes happy. He says that I and your friend were talking about you. Hearing this, Hannah got angry. She starts doubting again, suddenly says that both of you do wrong work alone behind my back, and don't know what you make me talk, saying which she threw her friend out of the house. Then the next day, when she went to work, she argues on something with her friend. After a few days, she went to meet Claudia. She tells her that was when I was in college. Then once I hit my car somewhere so that I die. It means I did this to take my life. Because since childhood, I felt that there was some defect in me. There is some flaw, on which Claudia explains to her that no, there is nothing like that. But you are normal and absolutely fine. Hannah then says that there is fear, trouble, and my hesitation in everything can be because of that I have been thinking negatively about myself since childhood. Claudia tells her the same secret, that I often talk to my appendage, which tells me such things which are proven to be true. Like it told me that my husband is cheating on me, and this thing was also proved to be true. Look, if you use the appendage properly, then it will become one of your personal things, which always, along with giving you good advice, will tell you such things, which will be true. But yes, in this thing, you have to keep a little attention, that somewhere in the appendage, you don't get so lost, that it will hypnotize you and completely black you out. That is weak. Otherwise, after this, he can do whatever he wants with you, and he will start growing. He will keep growing, will keep getting stronger, while you will keep getting weaker. After coming home, Hannah tries to talk to her appendage, on which he calls her close. He tells her that your two friends have made their relationship. They love each other, and no one loves you. As soon as he says this, he completely hypnotizes her, because of which she blacked out, which shouldn't have happened. Now, as soon as this happens, she becomes unconscious, because the appendage, by making her weak, was getting stronger. And now, as soon as she comes to her senses that the appendage has gone from here, she looks for him everywhere, in which her mom called. She says that come and take your food. Now, although she was worried, because of the appendage, she felt weak, but still she goes to her parents' house. Here we notice that her appendage is hidden there. On the way, she calls Claudia and tells her everything. She starts asking for help, on which Claudia answers her, "That yes, I will meet you in a while, come to my house." Now, as soon as she reached her parents' house, but after going there, her health becomes so bad that she vomits on food. So here she argues with her mom and she immediately left there. After coming out, she calls Claudia again and asks her to come to her house. "Come a little early, I am very sick." When she came inside, her health started getting worse, which is obvious because of her appendage. And now her appendage comes very close to her, which was looking very scary, and now it has increased a lot compared to before. He says a lot of bad things to Hannah and creates a negative thought inside her, because of which she also got worried and got scared, and starts thinking negatively. By doing this, he had broken Hannah mentally. So he was successful in his plan. And now, he starts feeding Hannah with his tongue. After a while, he takes Hannah's form and becomes Appendage Hannah. Obviously, he had completely fed the real Hannah. So because he becomes powerful, Hannah becomes very weak. And now Claudia also comes here. We got a shocking information that she is not the real Claudia. In fact, her appendage, Appendage Claudia, which also fed the real Claudia and took her form. And that day, the one who was making noise in the house. It was no one else but the real Claudia. Because of this appendage has kept her captive. Now, this appendage is so clever, by telling a lie to his host and weakens them, just like Claudia's appendage had lied. That her husband is cheating, whereas actually, there was nothing like that. In Hannah's case, what the appendage said that her two friends are in love is also a lie. In fact, this was just appendage's plan to fool Hannah. Now these two, that is Hannah and Claudia's appendage together, closed the real Hannah in the basement. And because Appendage Hannah was connected to the real Hannah. So now it was necessary to keep it alive. This plan is made. After a few days, when Appendage Hannah will find someone else, then we will finish the real Hannah. Appendage Hannah sends an apology message to two friends. Because of this, her female friend was very surprised. So she immediately goes to meet her, where she hears a strange noise from the basement. When she goes to check, both appendages come and stand on the door. Here, appendage, Hannah stops her from going inside by lying to her and says, "Now you go from here." Seeing her behavior, her friend is very surprised. She felt trouble, because Hannah has never treated her like this to date. When she started keeping an eye on her, she noticed that I and Hannah had a similar tattoo on our arms, which was not on this Hannah's arm, by which she understood that this is not my friend Hannah, but someone else. So she secretly goes to the basement and checks, where she finds the real Hannah tied, whose condition was very bad. Seeing Hannah like this, she lost her mind, and now she quickly brings her to the hospital, and because both had a very deep friendship, so their relationship becomes good again. Now both the appendage comes to the same group, to whom Hannah had come. It is known that these are not real people but appendices, the ones who after feeding and weakening their hosts have taken their form, and they imprisoned them somewhere, and now they are taking their form and living their lives, and then a day will come when they will finish their host. They clap here for the appendage Hannah. Here their head tells them that now I have found a new way in which we can feed anyone other than our host so that we can grow more and become stronger. And those other people will be such, who are not happy in their life. That means they must have negative thoughts all the time. They are worried, scared, and nervous. They will be sad about something. And taking advantage of these things, we will feed them. Here the head shows everyone a boy whom he had tied here. He tells them that his brother has died, because of which he remains sad. This thing breaks him mentally and emotionally. I feed from this thing, hearing which all the appendages become very happy, because from now on, all this, we're going to do the same thing. Appendage Hannah goes to her friend, whereas in the hospital, the nurse tells Hannah about the report, which was absolutely fine. She also says you will stay here in the hospital for a few more days. When Appendage Hannah's friend went to the other room, her tooth breaks, because of which she got worried. Immediately she calls Claudia and tells her about this. Then Appendage Claudia tells her that the real Hannah was freed, which is now in the hospital and is getting better. Along with that, she is getting stronger in emotions and minds. This is the reason that Appendage Hannah is getting weak, because both of you are still together. As we know that by feeding appendage, it grows, becomes strong. When its host is sad and worried, has a negative thought in his mind, on a mental and emotional level, it breaks. But now, because the real Hannah has her friend with her, because of this, she was getting better and very happy too, which was the reason for weakening the appendage Hannah. Now Claudia tells her that you feed it on someone else, so now she starts feeding on her friend, the one who was sad because of her mom's death in the hospital. Both the friends think of their male friend. That is, he is in trouble. That is why both of them immediately come to Hannah's house, where appendage Claudia attacks Hannah. But these two friends somehow control her and give it that injection, because of which she falls unconscious there. Then these two go to the room where appendage Hannah feeds on her friend. Now, if this feeding process is completed, then first their friend will die. And then Appendage Henna will end the real Henna too, because till now both were connected. That is why Henna removes her tongue, because of which the feeding process stopped. Henna and her friend's life is saved. But now Appendage Henna talks to the real Henna and tries to be emotional so that she comes in emotions and breaks. But now because this Henna is very strong, that is why she is able to control herself and gives her an injection and also makes her conscious. Because of which she will become weak slowly. Then she will become very small. She will not die, but its size will remain small forever. And this time, she will not be dangerous either. She will be a small creature like before, because of which Henna will not be affected. Now Henna and her friend save the real Claudia and set her free. Along with that, her appendage also becomes small, and that too will not be dangerous. Now Henna and her friend leave their jobs and start their work. This time, Henna changed a lot. She had positive thoughts. Because of confidence, her relationship with everyone became good. She thinks that I should accept myself the way I am. Then with this thought, she starts to be happy. She was taking care of her appendage like a small baby, hiding from everyone. Now from the story, we understood. The appendage is the negative thoughts, worries, sorrow, tension, pain, and many such feelings, which are inside every human being, and obviously this makes a person weak. But we can fight it in such a way that we can control these feelings. That is, always think positive, keep the tension out of mind, and stay relaxed. Because of which the appendage of the story, that is, these bad feelings will not overpower us. We will be absolutely fine. With this message, this movie story ends here.